Here we are, October, in fact October the 28th. So the plot always looks a bit scruffy this time of the year. So we'll have a quick whip round just to see how things are going. Cold frame, I've discovered slugs in my cold frame, so I've put a few little traps in there. Pots upside down, a brick, bits and pieces. I'll lift them up and any slugs that are underneath there I can poke out. The pepper plants that were put in there a bit tongue-in-cheek are doing quite well. As you can see, we've got peppers on them, but I'm not really expecting them to ripen, but all the time they're going, we're keeping going. So let's shut the lid down on that, and then we'll go round the plot gently round. The cauliflowers have been attacked by mini snails, so I've groomed them, and hopefully they'll recover. The parsnips, I've been helping myself to those. We did have a frost last week, so it did affect them a little bit, but they've recovered quite well. The spinach is harvesting beautifully. Arranged the sprouts also. The sprouts are harvesting beautifully. Moving on to the strawberry patch. Yep, I've cut the last year's. I cut them all down. I just went across them with shears, and they're putting new leaves on. I've left the other leaves in there to compost down. I'll probably end up cleaning them out, I expect, and putting some compost around them each. The marrows are now finished. The frost killed them off, so compost is going down nicely. The grapevines, they're looking really sad now, and I've picked the last few grapes, much to the annoyance of the blackbird. Yep, as I say, I picked all the grapes. I left a couple of bunches there for the blackbird actually. The potatoes that were grown in that bin, I've tipped them out. I might put them on YouTube, I'm not too sure. Basically they weren't really very successful. Now the asparagus, so I'll walk gently along without making it too wobbly. I've composted around the asparagus. I think I did that last month actually. And then coming on round with we've got beetroot, and those beetroot were very late putting in, but they've got small beetroot on them, so I'm going to leave them for a bit longer yet, and then when I need to dig this whole plot, which will be next month, then that'll finish them off. I should put it coming on round, more beetroot. Those I put those I think the end of July. I've been pulling those and I've covered them. I used a frame that was over the Bath potatoes and the cucumbers, and then I've got it covered, and I'm going to just pull the polythene up and over, and I'll wedge that in place to give it like a little cold frame, and then hopefully those beetroot will produce well right through till Christmas. I've now sown my garlic. There was a couple there that I'd missed from last year, which I've dug up and I've moved them into the garlic row. So that's soil's been raked up, and I've put the garlic in that I've saved from the bulbs from last year. Then, as we saw last time, I've got me bull's poo in the patch that will now be the sweet corn, in other words the three sisters, beetroot, etc. Not beetroot, pumpkin and squash. And then coming on round, I've now pulled the sheeting back, or the weed rock back, that had the pumpkins and squash growing through and sweet corn, and I've pulled it back and left it so that the birds can come in and pick all the slugs up. In fact, there's Mr. Blackbird sitting there eyeing up already the slugs, and obviously he's a bit upset because he was tweeting at me for picking his grapes. And there's the grapevine now there's a few grapes left on it. Whoops, a daisy. A few grapes left on it. So there we go. Oh, the apple tree's still got a few apples on. It's done so well this year. There's one or two I've just left in there. As you can see, I've started planning where things go. I always reckon that if you can plan it and mark up, it's sure enough it'll get changed, but at least you've got some idea of what's going to go where. Let's say there's a few apples on the apple tree still, and the Cape gooseberries, they're still doing well, they're still producing, so I'll put a bit of plastic along just to protect them a little bit, in the hope that we'll just squeeze a few more out. And there's a few, as I say, I've left a few grapes for the blackbird, who's sitting there watching me at the moment, waiting for me to go. So there we go, we'll swing round, look at what we got. Round we go, don't make you too dizzy. Still got a couple of little sunflowers, look. So there we go, there's the plot in October. I'll see you in November. Bye.